Before we dive into today's story, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more gripping true crime stories based on real events. Stories that reveal the darkness behind the headlines and the truths most people miss. What if the person you trusted most, your twin, was the very one holding the knife behind your back? When identical twin sisters boarded Flight 227 from Denver to San Francisco, no one expected the flight to end in a crime scene. But by the time the wheels touched down, one twin would be dead, and the other would be surrounded by police. This is the haunting case of betrayal, identity, and a mystery that unraveled 35,000 feet in the air. Lauren and Leah Whitmore were the kind of twins people didn't forget: brilliant, beautiful, and born just 2 minutes apart. Raised in Montana, they were inseparable growing up. They dressed alike, spoke in unison, and seemed to share the same dreams. But beneath the surface, there was tension, an undercurrent of rivalry that deepened as they got older. Lauren, the older twin, pursued journalism and made a name for herself as a rising star at a major investigative magazine. Leah, on the other hand, struggled to find her footing. She bounced from job to job, dabbling in law school, waitressing, and online modeling. Despite their differences, they kept in touch. Or at least they tried. That changed in 2023. Lauren reached out to Leah with an offer, an all-expenses-paid trip to San Francisco. She said she had something big to share, something that involved both of them. Leah accepted. They met at Denver International Airport and boarded United Airlines Flight 227 together. Witnesses say the sisters were quiet during boarding, but not unfriendly. A flight attendant recalled one of them, she couldn't remember which, smiling and saying, "It's been a long time coming." The plane took off at 1:12 p.m., but somewhere over Nevada, something went terribly wrong. Around 45 minutes into the flight, passengers heard a commotion in the lavatory. Screams. A thud. The flight attendants rushed in and found Lauren slumped against the sink, bleeding from a deep wound to the neck. Leah was inside the cramped bathroom with her, shaking and crying. Lauren was declared dead before the plane landed. Leah was immediately taken into custody upon arrival. Initial reports suggested a murder-suicide attempt gone wrong. But as investigators dug deeper, the story became more complicated. Leah claimed Lauren had attacked her first. She said Lauren had accused her of stealing money, of trying to ruin her life, and had pulled a knife mid-flight. Leah insisted she wrestled it away in self-defense. But forensic evidence didn't fully back her story. The knife was traced to Leah's carry-on, something Lauren never touched. The flight manifest confirmed Leah had declined checked luggage, saying she didn't need much for a weekend. Security footage at the Denver airport showed Leah purchasing a small folding knife at a souvenir shop in Terminal C. Then came the motive. Investigators found emails Lauren had written to her editor days before the trip. In them, she described an ongoing family dispute, one involving a stolen inheritance of nearly $800,000. Lauren had discovered that their late grandmother's will had been forged, and she believed Leah was behind it. Lauren intended to confront her twin in person and then go public with the story. She never got the chance. Leah Whitmore was charged with second-degree murder. Her defense team argued emotional trauma, years of being overshadowed, and a sudden breakdown in the air. The trial was one of the most watched in 2024, with courtroom sketches and footage going viral. The media dubbed it the high-altitude homicide. In a dramatic closing statement, the prosecution said, "There were only 2 people on that plane who knew the truth. One of them is dead. The other told a story that doesn't match the facts." Leah was convicted and sentenced to 28 years in prison. But to this day, she insists she acted in self-defense. Sometimes the deepest betrayals come from those closest to us. The bond between twins is said to be unbreakable. But in this case, that bond may have become a noose. Thank you for watching. If stories like this move you, haunt you, or make you think twice about what people hide behind their smiles, don't forget to subscribe. There are more stories to be told and more truths to uncover. Until next time, stay safe and never ignore the signs.